Hey, Bombers, welcome to this week's AMA. I've got Diamond with me.
Hey, everybody.
Today, we're going to be going over the BitBomb, the PegHUB. We're going to be going over the latest bombshell. A lot of changes coming to the PegHUB ecosystem and what we're going to be doing with PegHUB.
Yeah, I am excited.
So let's jump right into it. So I'm sure most of you have already read this, but let's just go over it and maybe get some questions as we go. So, well, firstly, I guess let's talk about this. The BitBomb bootstrap phase. I know a lot of people weren't aware of this. So first 21 epochs. So basically for the first week, boardrooms are printing. So no matter what Peg's at, we're getting prints for the first week. So
yeah, we did also put up a nice blue banner on the BitBomb website.
Oh yeah, the good blue box.
Love it. Yeah.
All right. So PegHUB. PegHUB has been doing great. Let's take a look at the chart real quick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's looking pretty healthy. Looks like we're pretty stable in the 700 range now. Got a lot more liquidity on there. Sorry, I'm too zoomed out. There you go, guys. Yeah.
What I find incredible here is that we haven't even started a proper marketing push on this yet. This is going to blow up.
Yeah, I mean, like I think for the pre-sale, we did mention that a couple places, but since the pre-sale, we pretty much have not done any marketing on this whatsoever. So it's pretty much just the community, and it's largely the buybacks. I mean, actually, let's take a look at that real quick too. 131 units bought back. That is insanity. Crazy, crazy. All right, so let's get into some of the changes that are coming. So the main changes that are coming are, I've said for a long time, I want, like, PegHUB is a really strong brand. I want PegHUB to be the center of the whole ecosystem because, we're mainly seniorage protocols with like supporting protocols. So PegHUB being the center, and, we have a strong domain name, strong branding. It just makes a lot of sense for that to be the, the central hub, this, the brand that we push. And then, new users can go to PegHUB and then from there, kind of venture out and do whatever they need to do, see what we're all about in a nice, simple way without seeing, what looks like a tomb fork that, is really complicated. And a lot of people probably just get turned off right away when they see that, just because there's thousands of them now. So, having a nice, fresh site for PegHUB that just talks about, all of our core strengths, the highest APRs on some of the best cryptos out there. It's really going to do a lot for us, because, obviously the pegs aren't, over 1.0 at the moment on BitBomb, but the only way to solve that is to get people to enter the farms. So the way that we're going to get people to enter the farms is to give them, the information they need, which is, get the highest APYs in the industry or in the world, basically, and 100% asset exposure to all these blue chip cryptos. So that's, once we package this in the right way and display it to the users in the right way, we'll have an influx of investors that will, they'll be entering farms, that'll get the pegs up, that'll, it'll basically bring a ton of health to all of our seniorage protocols. So
absolutely. And for people keeping up with all the other AMAs we have, typically one of the questions that comes up the most is questions about how it all works. It seems it's a complex protocol. It is, and a lot of people want a simple way. So PegHUB is the perfect way to package all of our protocols into a simple way to get the information that they need. Farms are the bread and butter of our protocols, and that's what we need to display easily.
Yep. I just wanted to queue up this sample image that I'm going to show later. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's start from the top here. So PegHUB token, here I was just, talking about how amazing it is, like the very limited supply of the PegHUB token and the fact that, over 2% of the circulating supply has already been bought back. And we just, the full automation has only been in place for like 2 or 3 weeks. So that's just insane. And, we only have the 2 protocols right now, and, they're soon going to be much healthier, which is going to bring more revenue to PegHUB. Soon we're going to launch more protocols on other chains, which is going to be even more revenue for PegHUB. It's, this token, it's a accumulation phase below 10K. Not financial advice, but that's what it's looking like, boys. So PegHUB ecosystem, the vision. So basically what we're going to be doing is, the idea has evolved a little bit. Originally, PegHUB was going to be the gateway to all of our different protocols. That's still going to be the case, but we want to give more functionality right on the PegHUB site so that we can advertise PegHUB like with banner ads, with, organic marketing, all kinds of other different techniques to drive traffic to PegHUB. And they never will have to leave the PegHUB site. They'll be able to take advantage of our best offerings, which is, crazy APRs on 100% exposure to blue chip cryptos. So giving users the ability to do that without leaving PegHUB, that takes all the complexity away from it. It takes the focus off the peg. It basically solves every problem, to put it simply. Mm-hmm. So, yes, that's pretty much what I went into here. And so if you guys haven't seen this yet, I'll show you guys a couple of things. So I'm not sure what aspects of this are going to stay after we redesign the site. Probably they'll stay for at first. Actually, the vaults will probably always stay. Mm-hmm. So this is the PegHUB redesign of our vault page. So that looks pretty cool. This is our swap site. So the swap site, this was basically just like the CZ Peg swap site, but this is now PegHUB branded. So that's pretty cool. And we were going to launch a blog at this address, but I think we're actually going to just have that on the main PegHUB.com site as opposed to a subdomain. So yeah, you'll just be able to access the blog just by going to PegHUB.com once that's ready. Actually, that may be ready as soon as today, to be honest. Like the actual front page of PegHUB.
Speaking of which, did you happen to buy PegHUB.com?
What's that?
We've been using PegHUB.io for a while. Were you able to buy PegHUB.com?
Oh, you're thinking of BitBomb?
So I'm so sorry. Please excuse me.
Yeah, I think PegHUB.com. I forget if I had to pay extra for that or not.
All right.
It might have just been one that I got for $10. I don't know.
All right.
But
sorry, my bad.
Let's show the sneak peek of. This is not a final design, but it's going to look something like this.
Looking good.
Just basically really promoting like what we're all about. We've already come up with better text for this, and so this was like an early version, but this is it's going to look beautiful like this, but it's going to be a little bit more tuned, I guess you could say. So yeah, and this is just going to have like, all the information so all these links are just going to like bring you further down the page to talk about like the ways that you can earn with us and, staking, talk about the PegHUB token, all of our news and announcements are going to be here now. So, I know that there's been a lot of confusion because we have numerous protocols and, there's a lot of different channels that we put news out on. So what we're going to be doing moving forward is we're going to have a blog here for one, but we're also going to have like a news or like announcements section or category, I guess. And that you're going to be able to see like the latest, like 4 things by clicking news, and it's going to scroll to the bottom and you're going to see all the latest things that are going on. And you'll be able to like just go to the blog and actually see all of the announcements. So like if you ever like, step away for a month or 2 and you want to come back and see like everything that's happened, you'll be able to just look at the announcements and like everything important will be there in chronological order. So
it's looking pretty helpful.
So a lot of big things coming there. Like the thing that I'm most excited about is like Diamond was just saying, when we do an AMA and like we keep hearing this is too confusing, it's like I try to break it down as simple as possible, but like if people aren't getting it, even when I'm explaining it, then people that just come visit the website are certainly not getting it, right? So it's going to be huge to have something that's just, we're looking at all of the biggest DeFi protocols out there, even some non-crypto sites, and we're kind of taking, we're taking elements from them that are working, right? Simplicity, really, just getting the message across in a really simple way. So
yeah,
it's really exciting. And again, like I said earlier, really all we need people to enter our farms. If people enter our farms, everything's looking great. And the PegHUB app is going to be a really simple way to like enter all of our farms from BitBomb and from CZPegs and from future seniorage protocols in the future. So
absolutely,
it's going to be amazing. So I kind of just talked about what the actual like PegHUB app is going to be doing. So I don't need to go over that. But yeah, actually, this is an important part. What can you do to help? Yeah, guys, like this, this truly is an insane investment opportunity. It looks like the market's turning around now. Even if it's not, that doesn't even really matter. Like crypto is really low right now. If you look at a long-term chart, this is a great time to get into crypto. It's a great time to build your bags for if we're having the bull run right now, or even if it's, we're not, if it's coming in the future. Either way, it's a great time to build your bags. Like this is tell your friends and family about this, right? Like get them in. Let everybody get rich. Don't be selfish. Spread the love.
Absolutely. We have actually a Shill Army channel on Telegram, and they recently received their first mission. We're going to get listed very shortly on Watcher Guru. And how can you help? Well, that's easy. One of the announcements, it's in both Telegram and in Discord, is we need some upvotes. We need to get to 250 votes to get successfully listed there. So that's a simple way to just click vote for it. Thank you, Aaron.
Just like this.
Yep. There you go. 5 links for the 5 different tokens we have on BitBomb. And yeah, that would be a very easy way to help out. Sharing on Twitter, sharing everything everywhere is also great.
Yep. So, okay. So that's about it for the bombshell.
Do we have any questions? So far, not many questions, but a lot of, I was posting some on the bottom of the screen. A lot of people are thinking it's looking fantastic. A lot of people thinking this is very bullish news, and for good reason.
Like there's so many aspects of the PegHUB redesign that like get me excited. Like there's so many separate things that by themselves get me really excited, right? Like it's like having something that we can actually have banner ads and drive traffic and be able to convert visitors into actual, stakers and investors. That in itself is huge. A side benefit of this is the PegHUB token, the price is going to be at the top of every page. We're going to be talking about this. The first, like one of the core, places that people can stake is going to be the PegHUB, maxi staking, right? So it's going to have the side benefit of getting so many new eyes on PegHUB. And like, if we're already trending towards 700, which is like a 7x from the pre-sale, like this is nothing considering that no new eyes are even looking at PegHUB right now. So,
yep. All right. I think we have our first question. Have you guys ever posted different strategies on how to use your protocols? I get so lost, and every day looks like you just changing everything. Well, that's I'm gonna say that's on me. I have been leading for a short time BitBomb, and I want to work very hard. I have been working very hard on the PegHUB Academy. What I want is to make this clearer. I want to show this information in a way to be simple for everyone and very easily, very quickly. One of the ways is the 80-20 rule. Have 80% of your funds, put them in the farms. Even better, once we have PegHUB, we can put most of that information, put most of that those funds directly into PegHUB in the auto vaults, which is fantastic. Then you can have another 20% where you can put either in the boardrooms or even in the share farm, which is still pumping out a crazy amount of APR right now. Put that in the auto compounder as well, and you're golden.
Yeah, and just to add that, like, I do want to apologize. Like, I know that we are changing things quite rapidly. I want to, I know that that causes issues and confusion, especially because in the past we haven't been as organized as, I would have liked for us to have been. So I do sincerely apologize about that. But I do want to say that, like, everything that we're doing is really just to bring health to the protocol in order to, to better, to give our users more options or a higher chance of success. It's always our number one priority to, take care of our investors and, to have something attractive, for future investors, but it's the main thing is, we really value like everyone that's stuck with us. We just went through, I've said it numerous times, the worst quarter Bitcoin has seen in a decade. Like, what a time to run a DeFi protocol, right? So,
Yep.
It's something where, like, we're not complaining about it. We can't do anything about it, right? So we can't do anything about the prices, but we can build and we can, try to put everything together to give everyone the best chance for success. And, now, with the recent hires that we've made, things are going to be a lot more organized and, coordinated so that, there's going to be a lot of notice before things happen. Launches are going to be much more structured and scheduled. And, one small example of that is like the announcements I was just talking about, but there's going to be many more levels of, organization and structure to everything that we do moving forward. So it shouldn't be nearly as painful when we launch something new. Mm-hmm. So I do want to apologize again. I know it's confusing and we keep launching stuff. So I'm sorry, but I'm doing it for the, for the better of everybody.
Yeah. Again, back on the theme of today, PegHUB. We will continue launching new protocols on different blockchains, but the simple way will be PegHUB. We will have our auto vaults. It'll be a very easy way to interact with, get amazing yield on blue chip cryptos. That's it. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that.
Yep. Yeah, like, we're really, like, the aim of the PegHUB app, like, actually we have really big plans for the PegHUB app for like a version 2. But we can't wait to develop that right now. So we're going to do something for version 1 that's still going to be amazing, but version 2 is going to blow everybody away. What we're going to do with that. But that's not going to delay anything, right? Because now we have a, a proper structure of our organization now, where we can have multiple teams all working on separate things. So, we're still sticking with the PegHUB roadmap to, launch additional protocols very soon. You should see some governance votes coming up soon in regards to, like, which chains we should be launching on and, which pegs we're going to be choosing and all that. So
that is exciting. Another great question here. Any ETA on the PegHUB BTCB staking contract?
Good question. Yeah, that's a great question. I might bring that to a governance vote, because personally, I like, and also after like reviewing how Beefy, because a lot of PegHUB was inspired from Beefy's Beefy token. I think a lot of people really like the way that we have it right now with the PegHUB Maxi. I know that, like, we did say that we would have those other options, but the thing is, like, if you own PegHUB and you're in the PegHUB Maxi, essentially the BTCB that we're getting to feed the automation is buying PegHUB. So it's, it's almost the same thing to just pull out some PegHUB and sell it if you want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's PegHUB that was bought back anyways to feed the, to fuel the reward. So it's really one and the same thing. But, we did say that we would do that. So, if I'm thinking that maybe it's not the smartest idea now, like, we'll definitely do a governance vote on it and see what people want.
See what the people want, exactly. Great announcement here. We are bringing an ambassador program as well to promote the community, educating each other and winning rewards. Great time to be joining the Shill group. More details will be released by G Square very shortly. Personally, really like how EMP have a section for Vault, Farm, Node, and etc. on Discord. It really helps me understand tomb forks, and it is my go-to when I am confused.
Okay, so you like the way that they've split out? I'm not familiar with their Discord, so they've like each like feature that they have a separate channel for it, I guess you mean? That's yeah. I mean, I think we could do something like that.
Yeah, might be a good idea. I will
don't see why
definitely check
not.
it out. The thing I'm looking forward to the most about PegHUB relaunch is that people won't need to understand the protocols in order to take advantage of them. Yes.
Yeah, that's huge, honestly. Like it's, I feel like it's such a disadvantage that like, when we pay so much money to like generate traffic and, drive traffic to our existing protocols, and like it just leads to confusion, and they start looking at things that don't really matter, right? Like if you're jumping in a farm, like, what the peg is at, it really shouldn't be the hugest concern. Like I understand there's like very, very minimal and permanent loss. Like that's really a non-factor, but it should be looked at as like you're getting in at a discount. It should be like a benefit, not a disadvantage. But like everybody's seen these tomb forks, and there's thousands of them, and most of them don't do very well. And not everyone knows that we were the very first. So yeah, I think offering all the best aspects of our protocols, but in a nice package on PegHUB is going to be a game changer. No question about it.
Agreed. Any idea the next chain for launch?
Hey, you skipped one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Aaron is my financial advisor. There you go.
I'm getting certified next week.
Any idea the next chain for launch?
I've always said that we're going to do a vote. So, I'd say like the top contenders are going to be like Avalanche, Phantom, Polygon. So I'd say the next two are definitely going to be two of those three. And PegHUB holders are going to be the ones to decide which one's first and which one's second. And probably the fourth would be ETH mainnet, not necessarily in that order. Again, it's PegHUB holders that'll decide that for us.
Sounds good. Does the auto vault have a burn mechanism like vaults of other protocols that partner with Beefy Finance?
As far as I know, Beefy uses their performance fees to buy back the Beefy token.
I'm not aware either, actually. PegHUB app will help navigate smoothly between all vaults and protocols with great roadmap coming. That is bullish.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely. Actually, let me just expand on that now that that was brought up. So like, I know that I mentioned like we'll have our core functionality right on the PegHUB site, but the way that I envision it is that for people that want more, so it's kind of like imagine somebody that's fairly new to DeFi and, they love Bitcoin, or they love Polkadot, or, they love BNB or whatever they like, or maybe they like BUSD, right? We want to give them something where they can just have the fiat on ramp right there. They could jump in, they could start earning right away. They see great stats there where they know, what their daily yield is, what their monthly is. Like they can see their actual bags growing. And then, once they've gotten involved in that, they're going to fall in love with DeFi just like all of us have. So we're going to give them the documentation and the information, the videos that they need to be able to navigate our actual protocols, right? So, they can kind of graduate like step by step, start at PegHUB, and then, next thing that they're going to be doing is they're going to probably be dabbling with some share tokens, in the boardroom. And, they're going to, next thing you know, they're going to be a DeFi expert probably working for us. So.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. What do you suggest for BTCB bomb node value dropping?
So for the nodes, we're like, okay, actually, it's good that you brought that up. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the tough topics here. Okay. So the original plan was that we were going to open up a second phase migration that was going to work pretty much the exact same as the first one. Just, you come in, you put your bomb, you swap it for BitBTC. So, I mean, for the BTCB or for the bomb BTCB nodes, it would be similar to that. Except for you would just break your LP and then you would swap your bomb and then you would remake your LP with that BTCB that you had left. But the thing that happened that I didn't anticipate is bomb has dumped like crazy. I guess people didn't know that a second migration was coming. I don't know why BOM dumped as hard as it did, but because of the big price discrepancy between BOM and BitBTC, there's really no way to open up an automatic migration without there being serious potential for abuse. So basically, we're going to have to do it a different way. And I've already come up with some really good ways that aren't going to be too problematic. Like, it's looking like we're going to have like probably a form that you'll fill out, with your wallet address and, how much BOM you're looking to migrate. And then what we're going to do, because we're already tracking like people that have nodes because of the lottery that we were running. So we know every wallet, we know how much nodes they've purchased. We know when they've purchased nodes. We know everything about them in terms of their nodes. So anybody that has nodes, so the people that are going to qualify for a future migration, like if you've bought BOM at these low levels, you will not be able to migrate one-to-one, or at least that BOM that you purchased won't be able to be migrated, because that wouldn't make sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically say, okay, this person had BOM nodes and, they're claiming whatever. So those BOM are going to qualify to be migrated. But like, it's not going to be that, it's going to be manual, but because we're going to have access to all the data that we need to make that decision, in a couple seconds, it's not going to be like that bad of a, a process for our team. Because, there's potentially going to be a couple hundred people that probably want to do this. So yeah, so anybody that missed the migration, they're going to qualify, or anybody that has nodes that's slowly getting their rewards, they're going to qualify as well. I mean, anyone that just recently bought BOM and is trying to do a migration is basically trying to take advantage of us. So they're not going to qualify.
Sounds very reasonable.
Did I address that
on our end, but reasonable.
I think I addressed that pretty good.
Yeah. All right. I think Binance is a great network to launch. Well, yeah. We have two.
That's why we've got a lot of protocols on Binance.
Yeah. All right. Another good toughie. How can you justify
easy one.
10 to 100K PegHUB target price of BitShare is 159 and CZ share is around $8. BitBomb and CZ investors are hurting real bad right now.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and obviously it's not my intention ever for any of our tokens to not be doing exceptionally well. It's a very difficult market, and with thousands of tomb forks popping up, there's a lot of different things that are going on that are it's making it a little bit tougher to have a thriving protocol. So, having said that, we're not giving up, and we would never even think of giving up, and we're, doing everything that we need to do to, to turn those around. And like, that's the big focus of PegHUB, the new PegHUB site, is really going to be to drive, new investors into those farms. New investors into those farms is going to bring Peg up. And when Peg gets brought up, now we have Peg tokens that can get sold and feed PegHUB. And then we also have share tokens that are going to be worth a lot more. But the other thing is, PegHUB is doing really well right now, the token PegHUB, and that's without any fresh eyes on it. Like, this token, with all of its buybacks, it will moon, right? Like, when more people know about this, like, just the FOMO itself is going to drive it up to past 10K, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So I think if you couple like awareness, limited supply, the revenue sharing, we're already doing more daily buybacks than Beefy, like dollar value wise. And that's with the shares at what they're at right now. Just imagine when the protocols are healthier, when the shares are in the thousands, and we're also doing Peg tokens. We're going to be doing 50 or 100 grand of buybacks a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that combined with, new investors wanting to enter, I mean, that's a recipe for a 50K, 100K token.
It's going to be amazing. All right. Thank you. Any ETA on the next BOM migration? New PegHUB site is looking amazing.
So as I said, like, the BOM migration is not going to be automated like through a smart contract. So we will probably open the form to accept submissions quite soon. I did have to allocate like quite a bit of BTC to BTC mainnet stakers because that was a big priority to migrate them over, especially, as soon as I saw BOM starting to, slightly trend down. I had to safeguard their investment. So that was, taken out of that, the liquidity was removed, so just to safeguard that. So I've been using a lot of the BitBTC that's been printed to do swaps with the mainnet stakers. I mean, in hindsight, I probably should have done a pre-mint to cover that, but it's really, it's no big difference, except for it's just a slight delay to, for the next migration to be available. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, we'll make an announcement when we have the form ready. Because even if we don't have enough tokens to cover everybody right away, at least if we have the information, we could process it and have everything good to go for you guys.
Sounds good. Love the work you do, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. It really is a lot of hard work, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah. Take your time. Maybe BOM will recover, and it's not going to be super important to migrate quickly.
Yeah, I mean that was the original plan. Is just like, hey, we're not gonna because when we first had the idea for BitBomb, I was thinking, okay, so what do we do with the original bomb? I was like, well, A, we either leave it alone, or B, we stop things from working, which would just mean stopping the B share farms and stopping the boardroom. Then I was like, why would we go out of our way to stop it? It doesn't make sense. So, I like I said earlier, I really didn't expect the token to dump the way that it's been dumping, but there's a lot less liquidity there. So yeah, it does take a lot less money to bring it back to Peg. So, the farms are still running until the end of November on the B share. So who knows what'll happen?
We'll see.
But I mean, I still recommend BitBomb is the future in terms of our, BTC pair. For example, on the PegHUB website, we're not going to have, BOM BTCB. We're going to have BitBTC BTCB, right? So, while I don't know what's going to happen with OG BOM, because so far my one prediction has been quite off in terms of what the peg was going to do. So we'll let that play out and see what happens. And yeah.
So will PegHUB be buying back BitShare and CZ protocols?
No, that's not how that works. So basically what happens is all of our seniorage protocols, there's a dev allocation and there's, protocol allocations. So that applies to both the peg tokens and also the share tokens. So, we can still do whatever we need to do with the peg tokens and the share tokens that are not the dev allocation. And actually so PegHUB is only going to get 5% of the printed peg tokens. It's not going to get, I had the dev allocation higher than that in the past. I think I had it usually at 10%, or if we were printing too much, I'd even, actually, no, I don't think I ever had it over 10%. But anyways, so PegHUB is going to be getting 5%, but it's not going to sell them immediately. It's going to, I wrote a very well thought out smart contract and some off-chain logic to call that smart contract at strategic times and with some random aspects to it. So yeah, so basically we're going to be doing buybacks of PegHUB tokens with the protocol dev allocations, but the protocols still have their own protocol allocations, which are bigger than the dev allocations that we can use to, do those sorts of buybacks and stuff. And actually on top of that, the automation that was set up to do buybacks for PegHUB, we could use parts of that in order to automatically sell peg tokens just to build up the treasuries of the seniorage protocols, which will greatly assist in, doing buybacks.
Very interesting.
Hope that answered your question.
I meant Magic Farm. Grape recommend the auto compounder from Magic Farm since they burn a small percentage normally sold the vault for the vault fees. Does our vault burn some of the fees? I think this is in regards to the question about BFees auto compounders. And basically, are we burning some of the fees?
No, we're not.
No.
I mean, to be honest, that's a really insignificant amount of money compared to other aspects that can be used to benefit the protocol.
Agreed. Currently, what are you guys working on and what's your main priority?
Pretty much making you happy, man.
Yeah.
No. We're working on lots of stuff. The main priority right now is we want to get the PegHUB new site out right away. That's going to kind of bring everything together. And, we're rebranding a lot of our different sub sites like that are all over the place, like bomb.farm, the swap site that's on CZ Pegs. We're bringing everything to PegHUB, and that's just going to be the central hub for everything.
Yep.
So yeah, that's a big priority now. And, we do have big plans for it. And we think that the version 1 launch, which is going to be very soon, like I don't want to say dates, but I was told that we might have the main landing page ready today, but
Wow.
That's a big maybe. But our all-star dev that does a lot of our web work is on vacation right now, so he's not back until Saturday. So the app itself won't be ready until, he works pretty quick, so probably be ready a couple hours after he's back from vacation. But yeah, I'd say that's probably gonna be ready sometime over the weekend. And yeah, it's we're gonna be doing a lot of planning around version 2 of the PegHUB app. The landing page will probably stay the same because it's amazing, but the actual app is going to get a lot better, and we're going to have a lot of new options there. And yeah, we're going to make it so that somebody that's never touched crypto, they can come in and they can start earning crazy yields on all their favorite cryptos.
That is amazing.
And also, like I said, we're going to have a governance vote coming up soon. That's going to talk about which chain we should launch on next. So that's our big priorities. Well, and as well, we kind of held off on, so like last week I did a couple AMAs. Actually, Diamond, you were with me for all of them or most of them.
Yep.
For BitBomb. But, the constant messages that we got from their communities of this is complicated, right? Like it really, really made me think like we need to deliver this in an easier way. And that's exactly what PegHUB is going to do. So basically we're going to do like numerous AMAs this week, but we're holding off until the PegHUB site's ready. We're going to pretty much do it on PegHUB. We'll talk about the seniority protocols, but that's not going to be the main focus. So yeah, so a lot of it, actually, we're probably going to be doing like 1 AMA a week just to spread it out a little bit. And then we'll build up a lot of hype around it. And everything's going to be more coordinated and not so last minute and frantic anymore. It's because we got some organized guys working alongside me.
Yeah. Ours might be better than ETH mainnet.
We'll look at the options.
Yeah. Eli 5, explain it like I'm 5. How does PegHUB help BitShare and CZ Share as current prices don't seem that way?
PegHUB wasn't really created to help those protocols. It's more like the overall governance protocol. So that's not really its intended purpose. But having said that, with what we're doing with the PegHUB site, how that's going to help BitShare and CZ Share is, we all know, or anyone that's new here, I'll explain it. Shares do well when the protocol is healthy, meaning that, the PEG tokens are over PEG, right? So how do we get PEG tokens over PEG? Well, we need investors to come in and participate in our farms. Well, how do we do that? Well, we're going to have the PegHUB app is going to be the simplest way possible that you can just pick your crypto that you like. You like Polkadot? Okay. You like BNB? Okay. You like Bitcoin? Okay. Deposit it. You're zapped in, good to go. You're earning. You got nice stats there. It's so easy. You don't even need it to explain it to someone, but we'll still have documentation and videos and stuff. But, just people entering farms is going to bring pegs up. And if we have a constant flow of people entering farms, which I'm very confident that we will, because now we'll have a site that we could actually drive traffic to and convert visitors into actual investors, unlike anything that we've had in the past. People entering farms brings health, brings pegs up. And then all of a sudden our boardrooms will be printing, right? And when the boardrooms are printing, shares do well. And, I'm super confident in what the PegHUB site is going to do for all of our protocols that, will likely be consistently printing. I don't see, any reason for that to stop. So, we could see stuff like, what the T-Share did for Tomb, hit like 22,500. So
yep.
At the end of the day, there's a lot of different things that people recommend or think is like the solution and everything. But really what we need is we need people to enter our farms so they can grow their bags. That's what we need. And anything else is a temporary solution or, we just need people to enter our farms, and that's what we're addressing. So we're kind of like solving the problem right at the root.
Yeah. Just a little side note on that. This also means everyone here, everyone in the protocol, BitBomb hasn't been having as many buys as I'd like on the whole protocol. Everyone can participate. The farms are paying amazingly. There is even a price action opportunity there. Enter the farms, bring some, I know a lot of people did the swap, bring some fresh funds over and pair them up, go into the farms, go into the auto vaults. Great time right now.
Yeah, like I mentioned that in the bombshell, right? Like, it's, for me, it was like a no-brainer to bring funds from, other places and put them in because, just like everybody else here that migrated from the original bomb, I had a ton of all these different PEG tokens. Well, so then I'm looking at it. I got this PEG token and I don't have anything to pair with it. So if I bring something to pair with that PEG token, basically, like, because my PEG token, I can't farm with it by itself. So that was doing nothing for me. So if I bring in, 1,000 or 5,000 or whatever you're bringing in, basically you're doubling that because you're pairing it up with the asset that you can't farm with because you didn't, if you don't have anything to pair it with, it can't earn you any money, right? So you bring in 1,000, now you got a $2,000 farm on these crazy paying farms, right? So it's, we're paying in a day what banks pay in like 6 months or a year, right? So
No-brainer.
It really is a no-brainer to, just bring some funds over to pair up with your PEG tokens or, or even your friends and family. Like this is the time to get into crypto. Like whether the bottom's in or not, it's anybody's guess. Like I feel like it is. Maybe I'm just, really hope it is. But, whether it is or not, we all know that eventually Bitcoin's going to be, 200 grand, and, it's going to be $1 million at some point in the future. It's a great time to, bring people into crypto and, show them around, show them what to do. Right. And growing these farms are going to be running for 2 years. You throw somebody in the auto vault, the auto vault's probably going to 10 or 20 times the LP position over the course of the next 2 years. So you're probably going to you're looking at like some of these alts, these big name alts are likely going to, Bitcoin usually does a 10x from the low. So some of these alts are probably going to do a 20x or 30x from the low potentially. So if you have a 20 times bigger bag and the cryptos themselves are doing a 20x, like you can actually like make millions off just a couple $1,000. You just got to be patient and you got to just let it grow.
Yep.
Right. So
the beauties of auto compounding. That's a whole other subject too. How does the protocol pay the team and marketing team when the share tokens are dropping in price? I'm sorry, but I'm really bothered by everything I see as well as the current value of my investment.
Like, I don't really know how to answer that. Like, the team has a lot of faith in what we're doing, as they should, because we're doing really great things. Some things are outside of our control, right? Like people that bought Bitcoin, they're not happy with the price of the value of their investment either, right? And that's like the safest crypto out there. So like, while I can relate, everybody's, gotten a bit wrecked in the, the market conditions, but when people are like mass exiting Bitcoin, the biggest crypto that there is, the safest, most trusted crypto, and DeFi is considered very high risk compared to Bitcoin, it's fair to, assume that there's going to be people exiting, right? That's, it's our community is so strong that we haven't even seen like that hard of exits compared to like what other projects have seen. So like, while I can relate and I like, I'm sorry that your investment has dropped in value, but like anybody in crypto is basically in the same boat, right? So
another thing I'd like to add, and this may or may not be the case, I'm not trying to point fingers anywhere. Here we're talking specifically about the share tokens. One of the big advantages of our protocols are the farms. People should be very farm heavy. I know personally for BitBomb, I was able to get a lot of bomb over at like 60 cents on the dollar, and transferred over even with a lower peg right now. I'm still even a bit over even, but making profits on the farms. Yeah.
Yeah, we could look at the original bomb as an example. I think our auto compounders launched like mid-December, I want to say. And as we all know, B share wasn't doing like spectacular, the entire time from December until, up until recently. It had its moments here and there. But so like those farms were not paying nearly as well as they potentially could have been paying. And, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but, I know that the last time I looked at the B share BNB auto vault receipt token, it had 4 times the LPs. So you started with 10 LPs, you had 40 at the end.
Wow.
And that's with a low value share token, right? Like that, with what we're doing now, I have a lot of confidence that our share token is going to be doing very well, which means that's why I said, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, 10 LPs that you have now would 20x to 200 LPs before our farm's emissions stop in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's, I don't know. You got to just make the best of the situation, right? Like when something's outside of your control, like, I find the best thing to do is just, when you're dealt lemons, make lemonade, right? Just time to build your bags.
I'm about 12% up on the BitBomb farms. Shares are a small percentage of my bags.
Very smart.
Yep. This is what I was trying to iterate. Will the old B share to new B share swap still be open until November?
So that's going to be open until it runs out of tokens. The thing is that right now, with the current BitShare price, it's extremely undervalued. Like the boardrooms are paying like 20,000% APR right now. So right now it makes more sense to actually just like do an actual swap at our like swap site to swap your B share for BitShares. You'll get more out of that doing it that way. But if that doesn't make sense in the future, so for example, if B share keeps dropping and BitShare goes anywhere near where it's supposed to be valued, where it should be valued right now, like, just basically look at like, is B share, 1% of the price of a BitShare? If it's, if B share is more than 1%, basically like, or just multiply the B share price by 100. If that number that you get is higher than the BitShare price, then you're better off buying BitShares with your B share. If it's lower, then you want to use the migration. Yep. Actually, if you go to the migration site, it'll just show you how many you would get. So you could just have like the swap site on one side and the migrate site on the other side of your screen, and then just see what gives you more. If you don't want to do any math.
There's still 135.9 bit shares left to be migrated over out of a total of 400. Yeah.
So any comments or suggestions or questions about what's going on with PegHUB or BitBomb or anything we got going on?
Anybody?
Oh, actually, I guess so something else that we're doing is we're going to have we're debating we're probably going to have a live chat on PegHUB. So, just in our efforts of, appealing to the, new crypto users, we're going to have a live chat there where, we're going to have our admins and mods that are going to, kind of man that live chat and, help people along. So that should really help the amateurs, get up to speed and feel confident in what they're doing, because, talking about real money. So it's, if someone's never, participated in DeFi before, they might want some reassurance that what they're doing is the right thing and they're not going to lose their money and, whatever else. So, we'll have live chat there to reassure people. And in addition to that, we're going to have a newsletter sign up. So for anybody that wants to be kept up to date with, when we're launching something new or anything's going on, you'll be able to drop your email and we'll send out, probably once every, I don't know, something like once every week or 2 weeks, or maybe once a month. But like, unless something big's happening, we haven't really figured that out yet, but we will have a newsletter. So, because I know we have changed things, quite rapidly in the past, which, as I said earlier, we're going to be a lot more organized and structured moving forward. So, besides the newsletter, we're going to let everybody know what's going on well in advance, and, through all the channels, but we'll also talk about that stuff in the newsletter.
Yep. Amazing thing about PegHUB, and I think I've repeated it once or twice already, is that even with big changes in the protocols that are being used with PegHUB, PegHUB won't change that much. We might add a couple extra I mean, it will be changing very much in the near future, but eventually when we launch a new protocol, there'll be a couple of extra options in PegHUB. It won't get more complicated by that much. There'll just be more options. I think that's really amazing. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, this caught one. So the question is, how can we get ourselves above PEG? This would help investors stay stronger in the project. I'm not sure if you just joined, but I kind of already covered this earlier. The whole focus of the PegHUB revamp is to get people to enter farms. And what that does is it buys the PEG token. That's the only way they can farm is by buying the PEG token. It's all going to happen behind the scenes. It's going to be a zap in basically. So they're not going to, know exactly what's going on. Unless, if they're a new user, they're not going to know what's going on, but essentially that's going to be, using half of whatever they're investing is going to be buying PEG tokens. And we're also not going to advertise the PEG there because that's not the most relevant thing to the investor there. We're going to have a really nice way of showing it. Like the way I'm thinking of doing it is, this is not really related to your question, but I'll just talk about it anyways. So instead of showing PEGs, we're going to show we're going to look at what the LP value is, and we're going to look at what the LP value would be at a perfect 1.0 PEG. And that difference will show the BTC investment unit, or LP basically, is trading at a 5% discount to par, right? Or 10% or whatever it might be. But if we're off PEG by 20%, the LP is probably only down 10% or so, give or take a couple percent. So it's going to be a much simpler way to understand, and we're not going to involve PEGs, which confuse people and scare people. So
sounds great.
All right. Well, we're coming up on an hour here. So if anybody's got any other questions or comments, feel free to shoot them over.
All right. We have another one. PHUB is the new shiny thing right now. I hope BitBomb and CZ get more love. Most of my money are in those protocols.
Again, this has already been addressed. The whole PegHUB site is all geared around getting money into BitBomb and CZ farms, right? So
it's not a mutually exclusive thing. They're all going to be helping each other.
Because again, the problem is that it's, when somebody lands at CZ Pegs or BitBomb, it's too complex for a new user, right? If it's a Tomb Fork veteran, they look at the PEG and they get turned off because the PEG's a little bit low. This is something that the PegHUB relaunch is going to address all of this.
So. Agreed. For new investors, I would recommend a section of the website where you can see the creator, if BitBTC, the team, and their experience.
Yep, 100%.
Yep.
That's going to all be there.
Do you know what percentage of BOM has already migrated?
That's a tough question to answer, just because a lot of BOM is locked in all kinds of various places that, we know that there was 500,000 available, right? So, if you just want to look at circulate and supply, it was 25%, I think, 40%, or no, 20%.
Sure.
I think there was 2.5 million. So yeah, 20%. But that doesn't tell you the whole picture, but yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone, for the great questions. We'll leave a couple room for another question or two if anyone has any. Otherwise, I think we'll wrap this up.
Yep. And while we're waiting for those to come in, I just, wanted to reiterate, thanks everyone for your patience with us, while we've been launching these new protocols. And, I really hope that everyone understands that we're doing this for, everybody's benefit to, even if it might not seem that way for your particular situation, that is the reason. Once we launched CZ Pegs, everybody loved the tax on the under PEG tokens. They wanted it in BOM right away. So, that I was kind of resistant to that at first, but then it started to make more and more sense as time went on. So, and also we did a governance vote, which passed, I think that was 100-0. I think it was 100% yes, yep. I think. So, I do apologize for all the rapid changes, and I promise that things will be more structured and coordinated in the future. But, just the root of any decision is always based on trying to do what's best for our investors.
Last question. Any plans for BUSM? Got pretty wrecked big time there too.
Well, hopefully you didn't sell. I mean,
no,
you didn't get wrecked if you didn't sell yet, because we're definitely going to have, like I've said in the past, we're going to have individuals responsible for each and every aspect of our ecosystem, and BUSM is definitely going to be one of them. So,
yep.
I'd see BUSM being multi-chain, just because we're going to be on multiple chains, and we're going to do whatever's needed to, get BUSM the love and attention it needs. More collateral options. We'll open it up for other protocols even. So
absolutely.
Big plans for BUSM.
Exciting times.
Yep. So back to what I was saying, just thanks everyone for your patience with us while we, get everything set up with BitBomb, and while we finish up the migration, and, while we're doing this PegHUB revamp. And, I'm really excited about the future. Not only, the markets are looking like they might be turning around, and, we built a great community, and we're going to keep growing it. And, everybody else can also do their part to help grow our community, whether that's, being in the shill army, telling your friends and family about it, just really just talk about us, bring us up when you're talking to people.
Yeah.
It's really for their own benefit. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's going to be it for today. We'll be having our Twitter space like usual on Friday, and really exciting stuff coming over the next couple of days with the PegHUB. So,
oh yeah,
stay tuned, and we'll be sure to keep everyone updated.
Have a great day, everyone.
Yep. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys in the communities.